and welcome to our first online Creative Director Showcase ever. My name's Cassie.
I'm Jack Mack.
And today we will be your hosts. So, Jack, a lot of people don't know what Creative Director is, so why don't you shed some light on it?
Absolutely, Cassidy. I would be happy to. Basically, Creative Director is a class that we take in third year where a bunch of students get together in groups and put together some awesome creative presentations. So we've got some music videos, we got blogs, we got vlogs, we got some awesome stuff coming out of the student body.
Yeah, we really do. We also have some original songs and music videos, which I'm super excited for. And so we're actually both in the class. And
Right.
Question for you, Jack.
Yeah.
What has God taught you during being in this class?
Yeah, I think he's taught me to innovate more than anything. It's been super cool to see not only myself, but all of the students in third year innovating and creating new ways to express our message and his story through this season. So yeah, it's been really cool, and I can't wait to see how everybody's projects have come up.
Yes, it's going to be an incredible day. So make sure you get ready because we are starting right now. Enjoy.
Just give it up now, or we'll pay for it. There's something you want, but it's far from this. You've got the right art, but it's not yours. We're in. We're just a part of the whole, so let's make amends. Whoa. Yes, we're caught in the in-between, where we are and we want to be. Let's hold on, 'cause there's still a chance. You and I, we're just not
From a young age, I've always been trying to achieve goals. To achieve these goals, I need to step out of my comfort zone. Maybe the uncomfortable is what I've been trying to run from. I was afraid of all the times I may have failed. But then I realized that the times I have failed didn't define me or make me quit, but those were the times where I became stronger. I thought of the days where my best wasn't good enough, was a waste, but I learned that's just part of the process. If I didn't beat my last record, I used to think of all the mornings that I would wake up and run was just a waste of time. But it's not about how fast you do something or the distance in which you run. It's a matter of your willingness to commit to the process and have a go. Everyone has a wall. Mine was the next mile. In order to find motivation to keep going, I had to discover the meaning of consistency and balance, to work hard on my mindset, to develop healthy and wholesome thinking. I had to be fine with finding myself taking 3 steps back as I took 1 step forward, and to learn that the process is the goal. To encourage myself, when I wake up again tomorrow morning, I will try again. I will continue the journey of overcoming my fear and physical obstacles by choosing the journey. As the journey itself unfolds, I found a new way of life, a new passion for running, a new passion for working out. I found joy in keeping my body active and healthy. This led me to continue trying, to continue to do better, not only on a physical level, but in my mind and my mindset, to be gracious towards myself, to listen to what my body needs each day. And what did I learn? I learned about the steps, finding my own greatness, my uniqueness, my balance in breathing and life, what I was capable of doing. My limitations are not limitations anymore. I have overcome my goals. I am healthier, I am fitter, I am happier, comfortable, and inspired like never before. If I can do it, so can you.
We are a creative director group from the city, and we just wanted to give a little brief overview about what our project this semester was. We decided to do a magazine, which is called the Micro Mag, which we kind of did a bit of a spinoff of the podcast that they've been doing within Hillsong Creative. And it's just a small magazine, but very dense little content, but dense in depth. And we've added a few key elements that we would love to have reoccurring if this were to be something that eventually takes off. And it's just a very small bit of our creative team within Hillsong collectively. So we have a bit of things from the city, we have some things from the hills, and we have a few people from different locations within Sydney that have contributed, which has been really, really awesome. And yeah, it's just something that we're super excited about and super glad to be able to share with you guys. So we hope you enjoy.
I would say that, we are very different people. But what I have been loving from, getting to know these guys over the past few years is that we understand how each other work, and we are learning and picking up things from the other people. So I feel like, as more as we work together, we get better at each other's strengths, or like other people's strengths become more of our strengths as well.
I started laughing when you asked that question, because the sheer randomness of this group and the diversity within it, going beyond just the 4 of us plus Mark, our friend who produces for us, Karen, who does vocal stuff, like the number of musicians that have helped us throughout the journey, it's just so interesting. I think it's no accident that God decided to bring us together, because we're a college in an environment that's always for the nations. And sometimes, as much as we want to, and we believe and hope maybe someday, we physically want to go to every single nation that's out there and proclaim the gospel, it starts somewhere, it starts small. And it just took 4 random people to be put in a second-year core together and classes together to actually just come together and write songs that can actually go out to different parts of the world. And so I think that's been my favorite thing about this whole dynamic of ours.
Honestly, when I started writing it, I was with Leah and we were watching Netflix's Love is Blind. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this show is literally destroying my brain. I need something else rather than something so stupid. And so I just pulled up the guitar and started writing. I think for Thinkless, we try to create a journey in our songs in a way where we try to do things that it's never been done before, especially when it comes to writing, so different perspectives.
We had such a hard time making it dynamically interesting because anyone can make a song big, but in most cases you'll just make it like all the other songs. So we didn't want to have that be the case for this song as well, because then it would sound like the other songs that we would be playing and recording. And I feel like that's something that at least I try to have in mind whenever I write songs when it comes to the dynamics of it, and then also having it not sound like or be like all the other songs that are out there. So I know for us, we love interesting lyrics that play with people's minds and that can make people think in a different way about Jesus and about God. And I think for this song, being about the Holy Spirit and the Holy Spirit's significance, there are a lot of people writing about Holy Spirit's significance now just because we're in a special season. And I think being able to differentiate between the different songs is important. And I think, the hard work of making it sound different to all the other ones, I think that's something that, we can all resonate with in a sense.
It doesn't really make sense the way we all come together. If you see the way we write and operate as creatives on our own, it's so different. But when the four of us come together, somehow it always works. As beautiful as that has been, that has always been a challenge for me. It's because it feels like four people with different language come together and try to speak one language together. I think the only way we've been able to go over that mountain was we just kept coming and we just kept writing together over and over and over again, on our own and as a group. It's like I learned 3 new creative dialects as I work with them. So what started off as a challenge ultimately became something that was really a great, great tool and resource for me.
So there's always a journey. It's like the journey is never the same. With Alpha, it was 20 different rewrites for that song, it felt like, which honestly, that's not even an exaggeration. 20 different rewrites to make that song what it is. This song was 3 rewrites. And so not saying that this song is so much better, or not saying that we're bosses now, we're still learning, It's a hit and miss. Songwriting is a beautiful art because sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you keep it, sometimes you just put it away to the side. But with COVID and what's been happening, we're trying to find a way to still do things together. One thing I love about this team, especially with what's happening, is we're still trying to do things that we would love to do, but we are okay with the limitations that's been given to us. But that is not an excuse for us to be lazy. One thing I love about our group is we just never stopped. We never gave up on who we are as people, as artists.
This song speaks to everyone. I've gotten so many people messaging me saying thank you for listening to the Holy Spirit and writing the song, and it's blessing people, and that's the whole point. And it's no coincidence that when we posted it the first time, we were gonna work on that song, go on the journey with that song during COVID season, because that was the song that was needed for us to really stand on the promise of God. And you didn't get to see it on the YouTube video, but we have an outro tag. We asked for revival. We asked for an overflow. Hear us cry out. Hear your people cry out. And I believe right now in the season we are in a revival, and that statement right there is coming to life.
What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for being with us today. We are the team behind our creative project called Handle with Neglect, an Instagram page that we've collectively collaborated on to get things started. My name is Brandon, and I was the team lead on this project.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Yanis George, and I was the creative director of the project.
Hi, I was Colin Wheat, and I was a content curator for this project.
Hey guys, I'm Christian, and I was the photographer for the project. We also have another group member who's currently on a plane ride right now, so he's not able to be on the Zoom call, but he's another content curator.
Sweet, thank you so much for that. And as you guys can see, what we've decided to do with our project is create an Instagram page, and I want to pass it off to Yana so he can tell you about where this idea all stemmed from.
All right, guys, so we're gonna make it simple. As you all know, coronavirus struck all around the world. So we had to stay in lockdown, and we couldn't go away from our place. We couldn't be able to really bring creativity in our world. We faced that challenge of creativity. So what we decided to do is that to stay creative, to keep create, we decided to just go back on our phones and to find things around nice pictures we took about the past, or nice travels we did before, or even the time we will be able to go out for get grocery or to just get some exercise. We need to take some pictures, and that through that we will put it on that page called Handle with Neglect, and we will keep create. We will keep bring something out of the situation we were on. From self-isolation, we try to stay creative. But Brandon is going to explain you right now why we called it Handle with Neglect.
Easy, thank you so much. So essentially the name Handle with Neglect all stems from that one phrase that we see on clothes or on fragile items that says handle with care. When it came to creating content and creating art and showcasing what we enjoy as individuals, we really wanted to do it with a sense of neglect rather than care, because we're the type of people who wouldn't necessarily want to hang up a blank canvas on the wall, but rather we want to get it messy, get it dirty, throw paint all over it, and have a good time while doing that. So essentially, this page, we didn't strive for any form of perfection, but rather we strive for authenticity, to be authentic to ourselves, to create something that we enjoy as individuals. And there's really no deeper meaning behind our photos other than it's a representation of us, and it's a representation of the things that we like. And essentially, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And to kind of end things, I want to pass it off to Giannis to give you guys our final thoughts.
Yeah, so basically, all of us individually, Colin, Christian, Cam, Brandon, and myself, come up with individual pictures we had, and we got it here. So I hope you guys will just give us a little shout out. You guys will give us a little follow on Instagram, have a look on your phone, and yeah, see you soon, guys. Thank you for listening. See you guys.
Peace.
Hello. What is up?
Hi.
How's everyone's quarantine going?
Did anyone even use Zoom like 5 months ago?
Is it time for dinner?
Guess we'll never know if she actually wanted to name her twins Mr. and Mr.
Your fire alarm didn't go off, you probably didn't do it right.
What even is life? What even is existence?
Hi, Drake. We'll capture the fact that you actually made this fancy bougie dinner with your housemates.
Gonna use the best tools God gave us, our fingers.
However, riding a zebra was not on that list.
Ben and I have...
Because
in this week's installment
of talking,
they tried a more...
Take a look.
Too good to be true.
Have a...
And the old...
Put it
into...
You act...
There...
One...
Welcome back, guys. That last presentation was absolutely incredible. But for this next creative presentation, we'll be changing it up a bit, where I will actually be interviewing Jack, and two other guests, Stacy and Tan, about their creative presentation called Paused, which is a magazine. And so welcome, guys, firstly.
Thanks for having us.
So what is Paused magazine?
Yeah, so Pause Magazine is an online magazine. Basically, it's a bunch of articles that we've written about all the different people and how they've reacted to this season of COVID-19. It was actually funny, it wasn't our first idea. There was a week where we realized that our first project idea wasn't going to work. And so Stacey and I were going for a walk, actually, and Stacey was just thinking she just really wanted to capture this moment. Like, she was just itching to get out with her camera and take photos of people in the city, you know, with masks on and you know, social distancing. And so we thought, wouldn't it be great if we actually came up with an online magazine where we took photos, we interviewed people, we told stories of people, just like processing this whole season, kind of like a time capture of people's reactions to COVID. So that's what it is. It's a bunch of articles telling people's stories. Yeah.
Yeah. And in all of that, I know I have a little bit of an inside scoop, but I will ask the question, what particular stories or like interviews really like caught your attention that maybe you want to share?
Yeah, I actually got the opportunity to interview Gemma, and if you don't know her, she's amazing. She is on the pastoral care staff at Hillsong College, and she counsels many students, and I really wanted to interview her because so many people didn't know what to do with themselves at the beginning of COVID. Like, some people were thriving and learning 7 languages, and other people were like just maxing out their Netflix time, and I just found that there was so much confusion, like, should we be productive or should we like just relax and chill? And so I really wanted to get down into the psychological kind of factors that were playing into a global crisis, and that we are acting out of stress. And I won't spoil any of the article, but yeah, Gemma sheds a lot of light on why we reacted the way we did.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely learned a lot about people in crisis and about like how different churches, communities, even we have stuff on one of the team is Jake. He's in Canada, and he did some really cool research and got some cool stories. But you guys can see that all on the studio's page. We'll get an upload for you up there so you can have a look at the magazine. But thank you so much for joining us today, and we can't wait to share it with everyone.
So up next, stay tuned because we have another amazing presentation.
And the scripture is fulfilled that says, Abraham believed God, and it was credited to him as righteousness, and he was called God's friend.
Holy, holy, doth descend, soft and slowly, when I'm near the end. Holy, holy, dark defend, shield me, showed me when I need a friend. Slowly, slowly, violet said, love rain on me when I need a friend. When I need a friend, when I need a friend.
You are my friends. If you do what I command, I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you.
Jesus, 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 friend forever. Jesus, 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 friend forever. Jesus, 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 my friend forever. He's my friend forever.
Okay guys, what are we gonna do for a project now that COVID's hit? Well, we really can't do a musical anymore. There's just too many restrictions.
But what if we did?
Well, I mean, what are you thinking? Should we do a song out of a musical?
What's a song that's really positive, would get everyone feeling really joyful and happy, just be really uplifting for everyone?
We can do You Can Stop the Beat.
Or from Hairspray.
Yeah.
That could work. Yeah. What if we did a TikTok? I do kind of want to be TikTok famous, so.
As if Zoe's TikToks could be famous.
Hi.
Hi, all good things.
No. I'm not doing a TikTok. That's whack.
Why?
Because it's way too cringy. We can't do that. But what we can do.
I think we need to think more outside the box. What if we did Hairspray, but in the style of another musical, like Grease? I am the leader of this group. They talk about collaboration, but really it's just me. And if we do Grease, I'm obviously going to play Sandy. I do want to play Sandy if we do Grease. So did Maria say something about being Sandy?
I'm just here to film.
Okay, she sounded like she wanted to go, but I really like that, so.
You know, I've always wanted to be Danny Zuko.
You can't stop the river as it rushes to the sea.
You can try to stop the hands of time, but you know it just can't be.
And if they try to stop us seaweed, I'll call the end of the ACP.
I can't believe that Maria's playing Sandy.
Do you want a tissue?
No, just stop filming, please.
Sandy, Sandy.
I think we need to reimagine it a little more. What if we play into each other's strengths and we do ballet style?
I actually always wanted to try ballet. Anyway. Oh God.
I'm not doing a ballet.
I'd say it went well.
Yeah.
We don't know what to tell him.
He's absolutely terrible.
Yeah. It's kind of like telling your child Santa Claus doesn't exist.
What?
Okay, so maybe I knew that Freddie's strength wasn't ballet, but I just really wanted to do something I was good at. That's understandable, right?
You know, to be honest, we're on Zoom all day, every day. What if we do like a Zoom musical? Like a Zoomsicle?
It's honestly so annoying. I don't know why he does it.
Have you guys seen this meme? It's hilarious.
I think.
Yeah, I think it could work. It's just like it lags and things like that.
But we can.
But like, I don't know. And you have time restrictions.
Yeah. How are we gonna get it in sync?
Buddy, put that down.
Guys. Sorry. What I've been actually trying to say is that I'm playing that song with the second years. The exact same song.
You can't stop the beat?
Yes.
Well,
On Friday.
Well, can we watch? I think it would be a really good idea just to get some inspiration. We're pretty stuck in our project right now, and I feel like honestly that would maybe help us out. So
Yeah, exactly.
Well, great idea. Alana, why didn't you say this idea earlier? Because honestly, seriously, there's so much time, but I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Let's get food. Let's get food done. I'm gonna make myself an omelet. Let's go tidy up a bit.
Is anyone out there? I often wonder if this is more than just me. More than sheer humanity. More than broken people aiming for success. It's like running out of breath. Every time I try to go faster, every time I try to work harder, every time I push myself more and more to experience something wild, something new, I run out of breath. It's like there's a profound weight pulling me down from within. Why am I doing this? Why am I not satisfied? Why do I pursue all these goals and accomplishments? What is it that I'm trying to reach? Is there a point where I will find success and feel peace? A point where my mind will be content? A point where I will be satisfied with myself? Sometimes I feel alone, like no one knows, no one actually understands. Is it a competition of who has a better life? Me constantly comparing myself to what I see, to what I hear, to what I want. Am I waiting to be admired by others? Waiting to be valued? Will that give me what I'm trying to fill? I truly don't want to give up. I don't want to lie down and not exist. Like if I had no voice, no meaning. And I ask myself again, what is my goal? What is my true purpose? I think there might be a reason to all of this. There might be something more. We are all in this together. So, what is it? What is it? Son.
Hi guys, good to see ya.
Hello. Hey guys. Hello. Here we go. I have been trying to upskill in a lot of different creative outlets, whether that be graphic design or photography or painting, but especially music.
Something I've been learning or upskilling is my time management and just the ability to just keep moving forward and just pump out more songs with the time that I've been given.
I feel like I've gotten a lot better in producing music. That's something I've been so interested in for so long. But now that I have so much time spending at home, I feel like I've actually taken time to study it, and that's been really good and so much fun.
One thing that I do is doing a lot of journaling, like right when I wake up. That really helps me to have a clear mind and to just track my thought processes, because if I don't, then I find that when I write, my thoughts become really jumbled and not completely clear.
Something that I love to do is just get feedback from specific people that I love and trust. And so I've been personally working on taking all of the feedback and sit down in my writing and just decide like, okay, I'm going to efficiently use what I know, use the tools that I have to learn which things I'm going to spend time on and which things I can figure out later that aren't necessarily detrimental to the idea of the song or where we're going.
I have been playing guitar more than ever, writing and recording songs more than I ever have. I've even been trying to learn music production and been messing around in different softwares, just trying to get a better grasp on how to actually create music and put music out there.
For me, it's really good to write down whatever I'm feeling, especially in this isolation time. Different emotions can come up, and for me, it's really important to like take that, write a song about it, and that really helps me to like process it and like deal with different emotions that I'm going through.
It's been a way of me like documenting what my thought processes are and what's been happening in this time.
It's been a way for me to just clear my head and speak out the thoughts that can so easily, cloud my mind.
I've just personally been able to see the world in a little bit of a different light. So when I sit down and I get to write something, I think it's helping me process the mundane things in my life that I have always, just normal things that I've gotten familiar with, and I get to sit down and like see a different side of those things.
I tend to find out what I'm feeling through my writing, whether it's like to my family or like about God or to the people around me, or even just like doing simple stuff like instrumental stuff.
It has been a way, I think, to just help me process both mentally and emotionally and spiritually during this time.
Writing has helped me in a sense because I get to like find the beauty again, I think. Just in normal day life, I wouldn't have noticed because I was just so busy. So in a way, I think ISO has helped my writing, but writing has helped me process ISO. Wow.
Keep creating. Create again and again and again and don't stop. I think this world in the midst of chaos and confusion needs us now more than ever. Needs our art and our creativity now more than ever.
Find your rhythm of creativity and try new things.
Whatever you're feeling, write about it or do something creative with it. Whether you're like into painting or drawing, just use that. Or just use something creative to process your emotions in this time.
Sometimes I think we just need to sit down with our creative self and figure out what we enjoy most. Just like trying different things, trying different atmospheres.
When I'm not writing as much as I feel like I should be, I start to feel like I'm slipping away or I'm doing something wrong or I just feel guilty about it. But I think the best advice I would give to any songwriter who's experiencing this, honestly write songs that you know no one else is going to hear. As soon as I started doing that again, I just found like just so much freedom and peace to write. At the end of the day, if you're creating a time and a place where you can just write knowing you're going to be the only one that's going to hear these songs, even especially worship songs, then it takes the chore out of writing. And you can't feel guilty just because you're doing something that is what we're made to do, just be creative, to write, to explore different ideas, to let loose.
We all have a critic side and we have like our crazy side that like wants to do everything. And I've realized that both are necessary, and so the best thing to do is help them work together. Because if you don't have your critic side, then how can you arrive at a good place? And if you don't have your really creative side, then how will you maybe arrive in a place where you really enjoy with your song or with any type of art?
I think our art is a way of prophesying, and it can help bring order and peace into a world that needs it and to people that need it. So just keep creating, keep speaking life, and keep encouraging through your art.
Welcome.
Nice.
Welcome back, guys. You have made it midway. Jack, are you enjoying everything that's been going on?
This is phenomenal. Really special day.
Yeah, it really is. Well, as you can tell, we have two guests with us. We have Rachel and Steven.
Hello.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
I don't know why I keep choosing such a low note, but this next segment, we will be doing an interview with them where we will be talking about a magazine that they have created called ISO Mag. So, guys, can you tell us a bit what ISO Mag is and where the inspiration came from?
Yeah, sure. So ISO Mag is focusing on hope. So originally, before the pandemic, we were going to do a magazine that was focused on hope through people struggling with mental illness. So obviously, times have changed, and COVID-19 has had an incredible impact on many people's lives. So we wanted to draw out stories from different people who are going through a rough time and how they're finding hope in the midst of a crisis. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Rachel did a great cover on the whole description. Yeah, just to add on that, I think the ISO Mag that we're currently producing is a way for us to show the reality of the world, but also give a sense of hope in each other's lives with Corona happening. And yeah, just pretty much that.
It's awesome. I love that there's a massive focus on hope and looking at hopeful situations during the season and stories of people overcoming and just getting through it as best they can. And I would love to hear, like, from one of you guys, has there been one particular standout story that you've really loved and can't wait to show to everyone?
Yeah, sure. So mine's a bit more personal. It's related to my cousin. So my cousin is South African. She came here for a gap year with her friend. She went to Queensland in the hope of finding work, and she was with a program there. And then as soon as this happened and things got really serious, she basically had to go home. So she had to go back to South Africa. And on her way home, all her flights got cancelled except for one from Brisbane to Sydney. So she ended up staying with my family and still is staying with us. But it was incredibly stressful and I think put a lot of pressure on her. She's only 18, so it's that's a lot to have to deal with. But her and her friend stayed with us, and throughout the time that they were with us, there was no hope, basically. They had no sense of the future. They had no sense of where their dreams were going. This was something they were looking forward to, basically, since they were so young. They dreamt of going overseas. So, they really struggled, I think, at the beginning. But what was incredible was how even just being in Australia, being in Sydney and taking time to breathe, relax, and just take a step back, I think they were able to put their hope back into God in a new way. I think if this pandemic had never happened, they wouldn't have taken a step back to just reflect on life. And so, since doing that, they have regained positions. They basically found hope again since things have opened up. And my cousin now has an opportunity to go to Cairns or to go to Warwick, and the other girl has already gone back to her school. And so even in the waiting, it was rough, but they found hope. And I think that's something that stood out to me so much because we have a choice. And I think their choice to choose hope was really inspiring. So yeah.
Beautiful. Well, we can't wait to read more and hear more of those stories in the magazine. It's going to get released. Keep an eye on the studio's socials. We're going to have a link so you can have a look at all of it. And we can't wait to take a look at that very soon.
Hello, and welcome to Pablo's College Survival Kit. Pablo's College Survival Kit is a blog-style resource to help new students when they come overseas to study at Hillsong College. You can read each blog in full by dragging your mouse over the title or the featured picture. Here you can access the blog in its entirety. In order to get back to the main page, simply click the header at the top of the screen where you can read other featured blogs. Have a question that you're not sure of? You can go to our FAQ tab at the top. Simply click and scroll down to the message section. All you need to do is type your name, email address, and your message in the box. Once all that is done, you can go and click the submit button below. Pablo's College Survival Kit is easy and engaging, and is sure to help new students in the future. If you'd like to visit our site, you can go to www.pabloscholege.com pabloscollegesurvivalkit.wordpress.com. Thanks for watching.
Happiness that we have is so elusive. Like the shadows disappearing in the noontime. Emptiness that we have is so depressive that we lose control. Happiness that we have is so elusive. I'm sorry I cannot freeze time. 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 Looking through your photos, I lived your life like I watched the movie of your life. They're like spirits showing all at once in the night. All the time that we have is limited, so what we do is run and we lose control. Happiness that we have is so elusive.
When you wake up in the morning, I already thought of you. In every second of your sleeping, I am singing over you. When you're daily facing trouble, know I'm working things for good. Let me meet you in the heartbreak, I'll walk you into truth. You are loved by me. You are loved arms. You are loved by me. If you're getting by on empty and you feel so far from joy, I am safe and I'm restoring. Let me breathe into your heart. And if you're feeling like I'm distant, then consider all the stars. Every single one I fashioned, yet I still call you my child. Just look in my eyes, all your burns, they'll fade over time. Hear my words, I'll heal all your wounds, don't hide. I know it hurts, just look in my eyes, all your burns, they'll fade over time. Hear my words, they'll heal all your wounds, don't hide. I know it hurts, just look in my eyes, all your burns, they'll fade over time. Hear my words, they'll heal all your wounds, don't hide. You are loved by me. You are loved by me. Come rest in my arms. You are loved by me. You are loved by me. You are loved by me. Breathe your hurt, it is gone. You are loved by me. And if you're feeling like I'm distant, then consider all the stars. Every single one I fashioned, yet I still call you my child.
We went from crowded rooms to alone in our bedroom, from different voices all around to just silence. Silence is powerful. It's simple, yet so complicated for many. We got so used to hearing him above all the noise, and now that that noise is gone, where is he in the silence? For me, I've learned to love the silence. The morning sun rays greet me and gently warm me up from head to toe. The trees and flowers in my garden, they spark inspiration. I'm home, just in my little garden. I'm silent. I'm listening.
We usually take all the noise and loud volumes of the world as an indicator of the absence of God's presence. We say we want to get rid of distractions, to shut off, and to tune out the world to hear God's voice. And while God speaks in the quiet and in the stillness, lately I've heard him seep into conversations, in words spoken with passion and conviction. I hear him in the collective voices that are crying out for justice. I see him as I scroll through the people gathering together, roaring among the screens. I feel him in moments of raw emotion, when a change of heart can be recognized from one helping hand to another. God is showing up in the kindness of his people, in relationships and in discussions. As clearly as I hear God through solitude and tranquility, I hear him through the fervent acts of love, booming directly into my heart and changing me from the inside out.
Being reacquainted with myself has been a hard thing. It's shown me the power of my choice when everything is stripped away and it's easy to turn away and distract. It's felt like an evaluation on my faith. And I can see how simple it is. It's whether the fact I choose to turn to him or turn away. And it becomes clear how constant God is. Like the sun setting outside my window. He is ever present. And hearing his voice doesn't require the perfect combination of attitude and environment and routine. I'm finding it's in my willingness to listen and being open to hear him in different ways. Because he is always speaking.
Hey guys!
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine and today I'm just going to talk about the concept behind our art book. So I just wanted to bring to light a lot of the struggle that comes before a breakthrough. And so as a leader, I feel like a lot of times there's just so much pressure on us to have everything together, to be ready emotionally, physically, spiritually. Yeah. And I just wanted to celebrate what makes us human, because it can be very overwhelming at times. And so I wanted to celebrate the bad days, insecurities, and anything that comes along with that. And so we wanted to bring that to light. And so Phil is going to talk a little bit about how we were able to outwork this.
Yeah, so our aim was to raise awareness on this problem of anxiety by taking you on a journey into the lives of people who are battling those issues. And so we wanted the images of this project to be real and raw, like showing real and raw emotions. And we used photography in order to capture the vulnerability of people in their intimate daily lives. And we thought it would be cool if we could contrast that dim reality of their circumstances with by drawing their faith battle right onto the photograph, using a mix of handwritten typography, but also bright and colorful illustrations. And then we were really intentional in creating the look for each individual scene and what we were going to illustrate in order to showcase the multiple facets of anxiety, but also to communicate this idea that the true miracle isn't really the breakthrough, but it's actually the perseverance of each men and women of faith who are embracing their fight. Awesome. And so, Jared, maybe you can talk to us a bit more about photography.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Phil kind of said we had to really create like 8 different types of scenes, so 8 different scenarios, setups, just to kind of show a peek into the vulnerability of these situations and our subjects. So we had to kind of put together different lighting scenarios, different types of environmental demands that we had to kind of go through. Yeah, and just kind of really set us up the opportunity to really connect with our subject and just really try to bring this collaborative effort together with the words and the actual anxieties that they were going through at the time, and create different angles and different type of perspectives to showcase that fear, anxiety, or depression, And yeah, it was a very creative process, and we hope you enjoy that. And Sandra, could you please elaborate on the illustrations?
Yeah, so we had the honor to work on the illustration, Jasmine and I, and it was a very creative moment when we tried to illustrate on the photographs, because the photographs is such rawness, and we are as illustrators trying to convey hope and faith into that situation. We did that through colorful illustrations and colorful typography and words and Bible verses onto it. I believe through those photographs and illustrations, we want to show people that it's in the hidden fights, people take brave and bold steps of faith and hope. And that's what the illustrations are trying to convey. And over to you, Lauren.
Yeah, so we hope that today you've gotten to hear a little bit more of the details, the ideas, the behind the scenes, and you've enjoyed hearing all of that. And our art book will be available on an online platform in a magazine style. So as you view that, we just hope that it will impact you and move you as you view these compilation of stories that we've put together to celebrate the fight. Wherever you find yourself today, we hope that it would encourage you where you are, even if you're in the midst of a struggle or in the midst of a fight, and that you'll be able to find hope, light, truth as you journey towards victory. And lastly, may it bring perspective and awareness to the reality of people's hardships, and may it diffuse shame and defeat within that, and may it beautifully embrace the fight. So we hope that you enjoy that. Concluding after this video will be the URL, so you can screenshot that, copy paste that, and view it through that online platform. So enjoy.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Well, welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that presentation, and I hope you're enjoying the Creative Director Showcase so far. I hope you're challenged and inspired, and you get to see everything that's coming out of the student body right now. But right now we have another interview with the amazing Paige and Sarah, and we'll be talking about your online blog, Drawing Closer. And tell us, ladies, what is the real heart behind Drawing Closer? Why did you want to make it, and what's it all about?
Yeah, thank you. So Drawing Closer was originally inspired because of the season that we're in, for artists to kind of rally and draw closer to God through their creative giftings. We noticed that a lot of people during this time had really gone closer to their creative gifts and used it in this time as an outlet, but we wanted to give people a platform to share their arts that they'd been creating during this time through the blogs, and just to give people some inspiration to be able to share their arts as well.
Awesome.
That is so beautiful and so inspirational. I love it. Question for you guys. How has this process, or even just doing this presentation or project, gotten you to draw closer to God?
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting. I personally have realized how much I need to draw on God's strength to get through stressful moments, and how it's actually ultimately His creativity that He's giving us to utilize and to minister to His people, and that we really need to rely on the Holy Spirit to lead us in the right direction. And it's very easy to get overwhelmed and excited about so many creative ideas, but actually taking the time to be still and leaning into His voice so that He can lead you in the right direction. And the biggest part, I think, for us as well, is realizing that you can see people through God's eyes if you allow yourself, and that it's actually really important to do that, because then you can see the gold in them and encourage them to create, encourage them to draw closer. And we're hoping with this blog is to give them a platform to display that and to keep encouraging more people. And we're hoping that this can kind of go beyond an assessment and actually be utilized for God in some beautiful ways.
So beautiful.
Really is. You guys are so inspirational. We love it. Well, up next, we actually have a bit of a trailer that they created about this presentation. So here you go.
Darling daughter, when I see you, I never see broken pieces. Broken pieces that deserve a broken love. Do you know what I see? I see a mosaic melted together by a golden flame of love that is wild for you. This flame is not hidden. It's not a flicker, extinguished by the slightest breeze of shame that brushes your thoughts. It's roaring, it's contagious, uncontrollable, setting every possible thing in sight alight with a love so pure that broken love cowers in its presence. Darling one, as my wild love burns, it takes new ground. Ground that you thought can never be touched, never be set alight. Find yourself there. Find yourself on the ground I am claiming, clothed in the newness I have woven for you. When I see you, I never see broken pieces. All I see is the new, carried by a flame of love that is oh so wild. For you.
If that's the measure you must take to crush the idols, check the pews and all the decorations too, until the congregation's view and have revival. Tell your friends that this is where the party ends, until you're broken for your sins. You can't be social. Seek the Lord and wait for what He has in store, and know that great is your reward. So just be hopeful, 'cause you can sing all you want to. You can sing all you want to. You can sing all you want to and still get it wrong. Worship is more than a song. Take a break from all the plans that you have made, and sit at home alone and wait for God to whisper. Beg Him please to open up His mouth and speak, and pray for real upon your knees until they blister. Shine the light on every corner of your life, until the pride and lust and lies are in the open. Then read the word and put to test the things you've heard, until your heart and soul is stirred and rocked and broken. 'Cause you can sing all you want to. You can sing all you want to. You can sing all you want to and still get it wrong. Turn your eyes upon Jesus. Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace.
Hey guys, this is Madeline.
Hey, I'm Keely.
Hey guys, I'm Nune.
Hi, I'm Kasa.
Hi, I'm Joanna.
And I'm the face.
And I'm one of the faces.
And I'm the face behind Meraki
magazine.
Meraki magazine.
Hello everyone. We're 1500 Zoom chat. But we're done. So this is the best Zoom chat. We've all put a lot of hard work into this. But sometimes I just laugh and wonder, how did we end up making an online magazine?
That's a very good question. So initially, all of us had this vision of an art installation to create an experience for people in our world. And I remember we even agreed on a venue. And then with the current government restrictions and with all the changes, we decided to keep our vision, to focus on globalization and its effects on art and culture. And we landed on capturing that in an online magazine. So over the last couple of weeks, we've actually been working really hard on our pieces, on our articles and collaborations. And also we have a pretty global team right now, because it's not only Sydney, it's not only Hills, my friends, it's not only Newcastle, but it's also Thailand now. So Madeline, back to you if you want to tell us a bit more about that adventure.
Thanks for that, Kasha. It's a little bit crazy. I left to go on a holiday with my family, and a week later I figure out that I'm going to be here for a solid 2 months at least. And I think this project just kind of came at like a completely different angle, where I was like, oh, I've never done anything quite like this before. It's something brand new for me, and I want to incorporate where I am into this whole project. Now, turns out I'm not a photographer at all. So the cool part about it was I had my brother, who was actually a brilliant, just an artist all-rounder. I got to interview a few friends from church, God bless Zoom, and I just kind of pushed my boundaries of how I was doing things artistically. So yeah, and I think Nune knows quite a few things about pushing the boundaries artistically. So over to you, bro.
You see, my friends, the journey of the artist is a very, very interesting one. There's so much loneliness, but you find so much power in the journey of self-exploration. And it's just so interesting because the universe conspires to free your soul from the restraints of captivity. But we're supposed to talk about Jesus and art. Anyway, the highlight of what we've been doing has been definitely creating a community. And I think it goes for all of us to say that, there's always collaboration happening and there's always power in that. And I don't think we would have been able to come up with what we have if we didn't collaborate with each other, because all of us have different strengths. All of us have been blessed differently. So just being able to bring that together, I think, was a very beautiful part of the journey. And we can sit here and say that one person's better than the other, but that's not the point. We're all just equally gifted and collaborative. Keely will talk more about that.
That was beautifully put, Nune. I think my favorite part about collaborating is you see different sides of people. Like, I just saw a side of you I've never seen before. Hopefully won't see again. But no, it was really cool. We got to reach out to a lot of artists local to the Sydney area and kind of all around the world. A lot of them were friends or acquaintances, but it's been really neat to see that they've trusted us to feature some of their photography, their artwork, their words. We have some poets featured in the magazine, and it's been a really fun experience. I've engaged with them in a brand new way. And we've had a lot of our brothers featured in this magazine. So we all have very artistic brothers, it seems. To speak more on that, Joanna, you have an artistic brother.
Very. I'm a big fan of his work. So my brother just recently moved to Sydney and he's studying cinematography, but then he does photography too. And I just love it. Every time we travel somewhere, he just took a really nice photos. And like, I was thinking, why not feature him? Because I'm writing one of the article about Indonesia, just showcasing the beauty of Indonesia, where I'm from. And I just put heaps of pictures there, and you can see it right there too. And if you guys are not doing anything right now, we could just jump in, because I write something about quarantine too. So, well, I guess that's it, guys. This is us.
Enjoy Meraki.
Enjoy Meraki.
Play the playlist.
Oh yeah, listen to the playlist.
Siri, play Meraki magazine.
Hi, I'm Neil Baytall. I'm a dermatologist practicing here in Marco Island, Florida.
I am Joanne Baytall. I'm a business owner and a homemaker here in Marco Island, Florida. I used to always say that I wish the world would stop for a minute, just stop so that I could catch up. And I think that was one of the byproducts of COVID. The world literally shut down like I've never seen it in my 56 years of life.
Come say hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Isaiah George Harris. Ezekiel Dean Harris. My name's Gabriel, and my favorite thing about isolation is that we get to stay at home lots. Bye.
How old are you?
10, turning 11. I am 8.
How old are you?
6.
And what's your favorite thing about isolation?
Hanging out with my family. I don't really know.
I'm Mum, or I'm Christy.
I'm Drake Harris. My favorite part of isolation would probably be...
You can be very honest.
Yes, I'm hanging out with the family. I am 14 years old.
All right.
One of the things that I picked up since the COVID crisis, the pandemic, is gardening. I'm now obsessed.
I've gotten roped into the gardening.
We had just returned from mainstream school to homeschooling. My husband worked from home and had been for the last 5 years. I was heavily involved in church, running several different teams in our creative department. As a homeschooling family, we rely heavily on the outings that we do. So whether we go to the museum or we go to the library or we go and visit friends, and a lot of families that we would hang out with and we would do regular activities with, we were no longer able to do.
I mean, I remember watching it kind of unfold overseas, and that still had that sort of far away, far off feeling, but it really wasn't, real. And then I remember when we got our first case here in Collier County that was confirmed. And I thought, oh, this could take off any moment, anywhere, pretty much anywhere. Obviously, when you go to the store and things are missing from the shelf, that's a sudden in your face sort of, oh, it's here now. As a medical provider, I was watching and seeing the overwhelmed hospitals in my country. I was seeing people who, with my training, just exhausted, and I'm thinking, I could be there helping, I could be doing something. should I go? But then knowing that right next door is Miami and maybe they'll need me here, so I should probably stay here. I think it would be that seeing the need and yet, not being able to do anything about it.
For a season, my husband has chosen not to attend church through his own reasoning, and that's not my place to make judgment or force anything upon him. So I was doing church by myself for quite some time last year, and since this pandemic, every Sunday I still put on church, and it's always in the lounge room where we are. And I've often heard him, like, he'll sit with me, or he'll just be in the same room as me. He never leaves and goes off and does something else. And every now and again I've heard him singing along when I've got worship on, and I'm like, okay. So I can just see God doing these little tiny little bits.
Come around and say hello. And right before this all hit, we had a foster child join us. So in addition to us 5, there's 6. Then we had my mother come and stay with us for a little while after her knee surgery. Oh, we also have Olivia.
This is Olivia, Sophie.
As we watch the stories unfold of people who are losing family members, who are isolated from their mothers or fathers in nursing homes, and we're watching people who are having to say goodbye, and yet at the same time, we're all drawn in together even closer. And it's a strange juxtaposition about, it makes me almost feel guilty that I have such, it's such a joy and a blessing to be with my family when so many people can't be. And so it's a strange, enjoyable thing, but there's that guilt associated with it too, that not everybody is experiencing this. And a bit of fear too of, well, when is it going to be our turn? And thinking about all those people who are actually having to walk through that. Yeah, that really kind of struck home to me in that way.
Though the fig tree does not bud, and there are no grapes on the vines, though the olive crop fails, and the fields produce no food, though there are no sheep in the pen, and no cattle in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in God my Saviour.
Well, how awesome was that? It's been such a sick day to see all of our creative director presentations in a showcase and get to see what everybody's been putting together over the past few weeks.
Also, thank you to all of our trainers and college students who have been working so hard to get all of these presentations done. We have enjoyed them so much and love them. And also thank you to everybody who's tuned in. We hope you've enjoyed it as well.
Absolutely. And we are going to throw to one last very special presentation right now. But before we do, make sure you jump onto Instagram, like the studios, like us on Facebook, follow on YouTube. And remember, tomorrow at the same time, we have the Film and TV Showcase. So jump on, tune in for that. And now we were going to throw to one very special final presentation. Hope you enjoy it. See you guys.
Haven't seen you, 'cause it's been so long. Thought that you left town. Someone told me. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with you? You've been asking around, am I an next rebound? You called me once, I'm not surprised, and I didn't even wonder why. Yeah. You called me twice, I realized that there's something more you want tonight. Can we cut to the chase? I just don't have the energy to find out what you want from me. Can we cut to the chase? What's making you so curious when lately you've been distant? Can we cut to the chase? Saw me walking, tried to flag me down, but you're a stranger now. I'm sick of talking. Like at the end of the day, there's nothing left to say. We'll never be together if you keep trying, 'cause you called me once, I'm not surprised, and I didn't even wonder why. Yeah. You call me twice to realize that there's something more you want tonight. Yeah, we cut to the chase. I just don't have the energy to find out what you want from me. Can we cut to the chase? What's making you so curious when lately you've been distant? Can we cut to the chase? I'm not even angry, it's just kinda shady. You can come walking into my life again. I knew what you came for when you showed up at my door. I can't pretend to be your friend. Can we cut to the chase? I just don't have the energy to find out what you want from me. Can we cut to the chase? What's making you so curious when lately you've been distant? Can we cut to the chase? I just don't have the energy to find out what you want from me. Can we cut to the chase? What's making you so curious when lately you've been distant? Can we cut to the chase? Mom, look how cool I am.